Can you guys see my screen? Are you on Facebook? Anadita, no? Okay. I just want to be sure. Okay, perfect.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All in one must say.
Hello, Ponjus and Wenani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Nkunyane, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to drop in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on how to rise to greater heights, So in Washington, D.C., we have Diana Lauritsen. And Diana will be speaking on domestic violence today. And then in India, we have Dr. Sonal Jaji. And she's going to be speaking on tips on successful parenting today. And our other speaker is going to join us later today. But at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Diana.
Sorry, just getting off of mute. Thank you so much for having me and for holding space for this conversation today. My name is Diana Lauritsen, and I'm the host of the Breaking Rank podcast, where I talk with unconventional leaders, people who don't fit the mold, and people who choose to lead from their truth. I'm also a survivor of domestic violence. And for me, that abuse started when I was 18 and continued until I was 24. And I'm going to share today about how those years shaped me in ways that I'm still unpacking, but also taught me about the kind of resilience that I didn't know I had. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, wow, it's an honor to have you. And yes, as I was going over your bio, I was like, wow, wow, wow. I need the world to hear this. Thank you for saying yes. It's an honor to have you on this platform.
Thank you.
Yes, you can go ahead, Dr. Sonal, and please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone, and warm greetings from India all over the seven seas. And it's a pleasure to be present on this wonderful platform and to share our stories, our journeys, and what made us rise to greater heights. It's not about the life, it's about the people who teach you the lessons of life. And the people are I think, the best critics who teach us the value of life and the value of every learning in life. So myself, I am a vice principal in a school and in a leadership position, and I'm a teacher trainer. I have mentored more than 1 lakh educators across the globe, and it has been an impactful revolution across the globe from the last 4 5 years. When we were online during the lockdown, and all the principals and everyone connected with me to give a glimpse of how online teaching can be created for early childhood children. They were not on par with the training and everything. And since I have been working with NGOs, and that is where when you are placed in discomfortable zones, uncomfortable. So when we thought we have to come out of our comfort zone, it's not always that you will have an AC, it's not always you will have a meal on time, it's not always you will have water on time. You may be surviving without water for hours, only to bring that change in the place where you are located in. So forgetting all these and creating an impactful revolution in education sector. So I am from the last 25 plus years in education. Early childhood education is my research area, where as a parent, as an educator, I have seen that it's not the children who are problematic. It is the household culture. It is a conditioning of the minds. It is creating a very unhealthy culture that is going on from tradition to tradition. And when parents say, you have to do this, that is where children lose learning. So when we bombard our own wishes on the children, when we say, no, it has been a culture in the family, you have to follow this. Like, for example, if it's a family of generation of engineers. So four generations are in engineering and the fifth one doesn't want to be in that. And there is the question mark. Why can't the perfect generation go for another field? So it is a kind of childhood conditioning which creates a trauma. And that is where children become more uncomfortable. We suppress their brain activation, we suppress their stimulating minds, and that creates a learning problem, learning disorder. So children do not need counseling at all. Children are wonderful flowers which need a beautiful gardener. And that gardener is, I think, the first teacher ever in the house before the child starts schooling is the mother.
Yes.
If the mother is good, if the mother is cultured, forget about education and literacy. 99% of the mothers are educated and literate, but they are not able to formulate their education and literacy level to help the child bloom into a beautiful one. That is where when I counsel more than I think 200 to 300 mothers, and I'm a prenatal counselor also from the last 15 years, where I give prenatal counseling also for new age mothers, how you get a beautiful child, how your body mechanisms create that beautiful DNA in the body, your thought processes, your intentions, your words, they all go as a form of nutrition through the umbilical cord. So this
Wow.
is where fetus is a beautiful thing given to us by God. So every child is not born lucky, and every mother also is not a lucky one. So it's an interchanging relationship where I think I remember this Napoleon Bonaparte. He always used to say, give me an educated mother and I will give you an educated civilization.
Wow.
So that is where mothers are the first beautiful teachers. And being in the education sector, I always try to mentor the teachers. Be good with your intention. Be good with your teaching culture because that is what creates a healthy vibration. So
Mm.
apart from teaching, I am a universal healer also from the last 20 plus years. I healed more than 300 COVID patients during pandemic through my universal energies. So it's a kind of a very deep science which I think many are not able to comprehend the deep depth of this. So when you go under the ocean and when you actually travel those roads where you know there is darkness and nobody is going to come and help you out there, you won't believe there is a power up there who is going to create that kind of a light inside you, and automatically the surrounding area becomes lightened automatically. That is where when you realize that yes, we want to be the torch bearers for the legacies to be left behind. If we,
Wow.
it's like hurt people. So
Mm.
I think if people who have been hurt should not carry that legacy ki I should hurt others. So it's like change the full myth. Why hurt? Why? Every person is born with a beautiful gift. Every person has the right to live to up to its optimum capabilities. So
Mm-hmm.
every child needs a beautiful mother, and it starts from the home. So create a better culture, create a better house culture where I think more than 10,000 learning happens beyond the books in an uncomfortable zone. Like for example, when you're cooking with your children, you won't believe the conversations create a learning process which are going to help the child travel through the challenges in life which books are not going to provide them. Because books are only going to provide you with the grades. Books are only going to provide you with certificates. But the life certificate is given to you by your mother. It doesn't need a paper. It doesn't need a pen. How
Yeah.
are you going to travel those roads? That navigation is going to be beautiful. So this is what I am more into, creating an impact through education, through parenting, and through wonderful mindset process that needs a change now. That's from my side.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Sonal. And you've already touched bases on your topic. So I'm so hungry for this. I'm so hungry for more. Thank you so much for being with us. And I am really looking forward to hear more of your nuggets as
Sure, sure.
a successful parent on how one can be a successful parent too. Thank you so much for being with us. Welcome, Dr. Smiley, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, greetings everyone. Well, it's a morning out here. Beautiful sunshine I'm bringing to all of you from Dallas all the way. And yeah, I'm very much fortunate to be here. Lovely ladies, I love you all to be a part here. And my dearest friend who just got connected and she is a part of my journey now. Yeah. That's what I always believe, that anything happens for good reason. Well, I think introduction is not very important. The most important is that how I leave an impactful session at the end, which will turn out to be my best introduction. However, I'm sure many of you may not be knowing me or knowing me, I'm not sure. But however, I will only start off with one quote. One thing in life is that passion is the most accomplished tool by which you can do anything in life. You just have to plant your dream, water with positivity, and have patience to let it bloom. Yes, my story revolves around exactly the same. My journey started right from my childhood as a passionate, plant biologist and passion for nature, making my own skin and hair care products. Down the line, more than 20 to 25 years of my corporate life out from my own country, I never stopped my vision board, being a model, corporate trainer in among all Asian countries. I kept moving. And when I moved back to Dallas, I thought, company called #1 Natural Beauty Organic Skin and Hair Care Products, because that was my passion. I never left. And inspired by Ayurvedic heritage, that nature has given us everything in abundance, but we are looking for quick fix. In life, there is no quicks. It has not been an easy journey. Still, I'm riding on a bumpy road, but I have learned one thing in life. Never, ever pause. Keep moving with your positivity. I know we all women, we love our beautiful wardrobe, but my wardrobe is mostly full of one elite stuff, which is my confidence, on top of my elegance. Today, from natural roots, as a plant biologist, I have turned myself to be a global leader and a global public figure, as an international motivational speaker, mentor, coach, wellness expert, international motivational speaker. I speak in different platforms and all, and United States Speakers Bureau members, advisory board member of Chamber of Commerce, various elite educational institutes, pageantry trainer, personality groomer, soft skill trainer, and a world record holder, over 1,500 accolades across the globe. Well, my passion is to inspire, empower, and to motivate, because I'm self-made, self-motivated, and self-inspired. So I leave the floor ignited and have the capacity of engaging audience across the globe. You will find me on different magazines, newspaper across, and lately I am being as one of the Entrepreneur Impact Award of 2026, top 10, leading on the 5th position. I would love everyone out here, all my lovely ladies here, whom I have connected, that keep voting for me. It's not the question of winning, it's the question to be at the top, so that I can bring all the unheard voices on the table. That's all for today.
It's an honor to have you. It's an honor to have you, Dr. Smiley. Actually, all of you amazing ladies, you are wearing different hats. I'm like, wow, how can you just do that? So it's an honor to have you. I'm looking forward to hear more of your message, Dr. Smiley. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's been
so from Dallas, Texas, to all the way to Washington, D.C., where we have Diana Lauritsen. Diana Lauritsen is a leadership strategist. She is a senior marketing and business development executive, and the creator and the host of the podcast Breaking Rank, which is a platform dedicated to redefining leadership through resilience, authenticity, and strategic power awareness. With more than 20 years of experience operating inside high-performance corporate environments, Diana brings both executive insight and lived experience to the stage. So as a survivor who has transformed adversity into influence, I love that. I love that. She speaks with uncommon candor about resilience beyond the buzzwords, navigating power dynamics and claiming authority in spaces that were not built for everyone to succeed. Diana holds a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Spanish, with a specialization in legal studies from Creighton University. She earned an MBA with a specialization in management from Florida's Institute of Technology and a Master of Science in negotiation and dispute resolution, with an international concentration from Creighton University School of Law. She also holds a certificate in leadership principles from Harvard University Online and a certificate in managing people and teams from the London School of Economics. So through keynotes, executive roundtables, podcast interviews, and facilitated working sessions, Diana equips audiences with practical frameworks to build resilience, navigate workplace politics strategically, and lead with clarity and conviction. So, what challenges traditional hierarchies and empowers professionals, especially women and underrepresented leaders, to break rank and reimagine what leadership looks like on their own terms. Kings and queens, please join me and welcome Diana Lauritsen. Take it away, Quinn.
Thank you so much for having me. I am just honored to be on this platform with these amazing women who have such credentialed backgrounds and who are just industries in their field. So this is an honor for me to be amongst all of you. Thank you for that. As you mentioned, I am the host of the Breaking Rank podcast. And what inspired me to create Breaking Rank was that there are so many people who are leaders or who have the potential to lead, but who are shrinking themselves in their own environments because they don't feel like they look like the other leaders in the room. And a lot of times that causes them to not only shrink themselves, but also to not put their best foot forward in the workplace because they're dealing with things like imposter syndrome, or they just are looking around and don't see examples of people who look like them in those leadership roles. And so through Breaking Rank, I have had the opportunity to interview so many inspiring women and men as well. And I've learned quite a bit about their journeys and what makes different people successful. And my journey started off a little bit different and unconventional than other people as well. I had a very tumultuous childhood. Um, my mother is very mentally ill, and I love her dearly. But it was very difficult to be raised by a single mother who was raising three daughters on her own. And it was challenging because I saw my mother be abused by my father. And that changed the way that I viewed relationships growing up. And little did I know at the time is that it's a pattern. A lot of times, women who see abuse can end up in abusive relationships as well. And so for me, at about 18 years old, I thought I found love. I thought I found someone who really saw me. And instead, what I walked into was a relationship that very quickly stripped away any sense of safety I had, my confidence, my voice. And it didn't start with obvious violence. It started with control, with criticism, with being isolated from people who cared about me. And by the time it became clearly abusive, I had already started to believe that I was the problem, that I was too sensitive or too difficult or too much. And I remember moments of just feeling completely trapped and thinking, if maybe this is all I'm allowed to have. Um, and there wasn't just one big moment when I woke up and decided this was going to be the end for me. There were a thousand small moments, bruises on my body, on my spirit, where something inside me just kept whispering, "This is not love. You deserve more than this." And so, the turning point for me in my relationship was I had chosen to pursue higher education. And I knew that my relationship was really impacting my work and my ability to succeed in school. And I wanted to um, set an example also for my nieces and nephews on what a healthy relationship should really look like. And so for me, leaving was not a straight line. I left emotionally before I left physically. I went back more than once. And I want anyone listening to hear this. Going back does not mean you're weak. It means that the situation is complex and it's dangerous and you're doing your best to survive. For me, healing took time. It took therapy, medication. I had to rebuild my self-trust. I had to slowly learn to make decisions that weren't rooted in fear. And it also looked like reclaiming my story. And that's a really big part or reason of why I created Breaking Rank, to create a space where we can talk honestly about trauma, about power, about what it means to refuse to shrink ourselves for anyone. And so, I want to speak to hopefully two groups of people that might be listening right now. First, to anyone who's in or has been in a violent or a controlling relationship. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're not alone. The way that you have adapted to survive is not a flaw, and you're not defined by what was done to you. There's life beyond this. Even if you can't see it yet, there are other paths. And to friends, families, and, colleagues of survivors, your job is not to try to fix them, it's to believe them and to listen without judgment and to not ask them, well, why didn't you just leave? How can I, ask them instead, how can I support you in feeling safe? Because that empathy can be the big difference between someone staying silent and someone reaching out for help. So, I want to speak to all of those women out there, and men as well, and remind people that, your story doesn't have to define you. It can define you in the best ways, but your story doesn't end with being a victim or being a survivor. That's just the beginning of your story. There is life and there is a path out there and there's a way out. So, I wanted to share that with all of you. And for those of you who are, you know, have survived something, it doesn't even have to be domestic violence, but have survived something, you're stronger than you know. You can draw upon your own power and you can become whatever you want. And I know that sounds so cliche and everyone says, oh, you can do anything, but it's really true. If you believe in yourself, you really, really, it opens doors and creates pathways that you didn't think were possible. And so that is the message of positivity that I want to share. Um, if you would like to stay connected with me or hear more conversations about resilience or identity, leadership after trauma, you can find my podcast, Breaking Rank, on all of the major platforms, and visit my website, breakingrankpod.com, where there's more resources. You can meet some of the really inspirational guests that I've already had on my podcast. And maybe even one of you will be a future guest on my podcast. So I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all. And like I said, to be with this amazing panel of women, and, to share the message of positivity, hope, empowerment, and resilience. So thank you so much.
Wow, Diana, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being the change that we really want to see in this world. And thank you for setting that platform where you are like, you know what? Are you underrepresented? Let
Mm-hmm.
me be that voice. And
Mm-hmm.
for you to be able to still stand today, it means that your assignment is bigger than what you can just imagine. Thank you so much for sharing. More especially your message on domestic violence, which is a subject that is sensitive, and many, they can't just share with the world. They feel like,
Mm-hmm.
how will the world view me if
Mm-hmm.
I open up about my situation? It cannot be a physical abuse. It cannot be emotional. But for the fact that there is some abuse, it's abuse. And
Mm-hmm.
still domestic violence. And domestic violence, it doesn't happen to just one gender.
Mm-hmm.
Happens to both genders. But thank you so much, Diana, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. I love the way you've mentioned. Actually, it was in your bio that you'd have to overcome trauma without letting it define who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That was really
Yes.
profound. That was profound. Thank you so much, Diana. And I believe our audience will be in touch with you. And I believe we're going to have a round two on your platform. Thank you
Yes, that
so
would be
much.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So now from Washington, D.C., we're going all the way to India. Let me just stop the timer here before it just start making that noise.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was a really inspiring to hear about Dinah, and definitely yes, domestic violence is on the rise. But as per my experience, being in the education sector from the last 25 plus years, I've seen many educated people indulging in a different kind of a violence, which is unseen, unheard, and not more in the public domain. It is
Yes.
hidden behind the curtains. So, what exactly it is and why it is? I often ask myself, why? The reason why. Why are educated people the most intelligent ones, the ones who actually are ready to bring a change by changing the mindsets, by unconditional, what do you call, the shackles that they get tied up with? If I do this, if I do that, why the stigma is always there? Why are we scared? So, as an educator and as a parent, what I have seen is that education does not help you to just be connected to academic achievements.
Mm,
Education is beyond
mm,
that. Education is how are you opening the mindsets of the people? How are you breaking that conditioning pattern to childhood? How are you, as a change maker, creating better teaching strategies which are not taught in most of the most acclaimed institutions?
yes.
Because when you are in a classroom 3 hours or 6 hours, the situation is totally different, which is not there in the books, which is
Yeah.
not taught in the institutions as a part of your teaching degree or whatever. That 6 hours or 3 hours is totally different, challenging for the teachers. They leave their home, they come leaving their work. They strive to see that 40 children are better, and yet they are not being looked after well. So through this platform, I would like to share one most profound thing to the government of all the country. Teachers are the most valuable resource. Nothing
Mm,
can beat that. Not even artificial intelligence. There is a
yeah.
lot of talk on AI, but AI cannot give that human touch that is happening in the classroom.
Yes.
A small child wants to go to the washroom. Can AI take him to the washroom? No. Teachers come on the forefront, do the nappy changing, clean the boy, clean the child who is vomited. The child is not feeling well. They have to go through such beautiful situations. And the way they do it, have it salute all those teachers over there on the ground. They are the warriors of education. So,
Yes.
and for me, the experience has not been very good enough in the education. Despite being more educated, I think it's a drawback. And what I feel is, if God has gifted you with those God gifted talents, that you are able to rise alone. You are able to bring a change alone. And you are capable of rising alone. You don't need anyone. I don't know. There is some profound power inside a human being which a human being is not able to experience it. And that power came inside me during pandemic. 6 years. It's been a wonderful story. So when I've achieved that international acclaim across the globe, there are more challenging situations and people keep talking about trying to emotionally break me, trying to see that I stop my work. And these are the kinds of situations that are created. And I think we should not let things affect you. And focus on your work, concentrate on your goals. If you are dedicated to bringing a change to mindset to education, just focus on that. Forget about what is doing what. And the second violence that I would like to speak is, which I think most of us don't ever speak, is friendship violence. Friendship violence is the worst violence. The person will come, say, I support you, I am with you, I am always there with you, but you will never see them through the action. Once they get their personal interest, once they get their personal motives achieved, they just hide behind the curtain. And when you actually really need them the most, they will vanish away like a ray of dust or something like this. I mean, even you won't even believe that you really had a dust in your hand. But when you open your hand and see, the dust has actually vanished on its own when you actually need it. So during those experiences and after healing so many patients, most of were very worst cases. At night, 2 a.m., I used to get a call from the hospitals that, ma'am, please do something. The doctors have told oxygen level have decreased. So at night, 2 a.m., I used to get up and connect with the cosmic forces because that is God gifted to me through my most of the most powerful healing powers. In the morning, I used to get a message, ma'am, thank you so much. The patient is absolutely normal. That is where your intentions must work. Be so truly intentional that nothing can ever break you. Nothing, no force can ever break you. And you have to build it. It has to come from intrinsic motivation. Nobody is going to come and give you a ladder. Oh, you're falling, come I give you a ladder. No, there will always be people to take the ladder away from you so that you fall and experience the pain. So this is what I have experienced. And today when I was sitting, yesterday we had a chat also, I realized that we are not incomplete, only briefly unaware of our wholeness. Sometimes I forget how powerful I truly am. I search outside when in reality everything I seek has always been quietly living within inside me. This journey has taught me that I am not just surviving life, I am shaping it with every thought I nurture and every choice I make. The same force that created me flows through me, totally inside me. And maybe this is the real awakening. This is to trust myself a little more each day, to believe that I am enough, nothing can break me, and to remember that I am not separate from the power I admire. I am a reflection of that power. To truly inhabit this quiet power within us, we must unlearn the habit of looking outwards and begin listening to the subtle voice within, the nudges, the pauses, the unspoken knowing. It asks us to sit with ourselves without distraction, to hold our emotions without editing them, and to choose thoughts that expand rather than confine us. As we loosen our grip on fear and the need for certainty, a steadier current begins to guide us. And in trusting it, we don't become someone new. We return to who we always have been, whole, aware, and quietly powerful. This is what I do through my platform. Metamorphosis is about transforming and helping the caterpillar to travel the journey that is so painful for the person that there are human beings who are not able to say, I am not okay. And I feel it is okay to be not to be okay. Come here, come on the platform. Uh, Analyze your writing. It's a literary platform where mental health and well-being is taken after. Most of the people are suffering from Parkinson's and schizophrenia as early as 55, 60. Why? Because the brain activity has been given a stop. So metamorphosis helps you reactivate your brain cells. Start writing. Start losing your grip over your hands. Connect it with your brain. So there is a coherence of heart, mind, and soul together that helps you transform into a beautiful, wonderful human being. And it actually has transformed multiple lives, multiple lives. There are many people who keep saying, ma'am, metamorphosis has actually brought a change. So it's okay. I'm a very normal person. I don't want to be appreciated. I just want that we try to create a better culture, a wonderful culture where we actually show that support with each other, not only of self-aggrandization. I am this, I am that. You are chosen by the God to bring a change. You are not destined by your own destiny. God has chosen you so that you are able to withstand the storms, the turbulences of life, and you have navigated it so beautifully alone. I will say I am an alone warrior. I don't have any support. I don't have a friend also till now. I don't have a best friend, and I openly declare this on this platform. So if anybody wants to actually show wonderful intention, true intention, loyalty, sincerity, integrity, that is what I count the most. And believe me, when you have these qualities, you will be blessed by the power above. Because as we say, karma is so beautiful that it has been given a wrong meaning. So karma is inside you. Create better thoughts, intentions, and that is what is going to give you a wonderful life. Health, wealth, everything. Beautiful blessing in disguise. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You're mute, ma'am. You're mute.
I'm so sorry. Dr. Sonal, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, when someone is really hungry to share her wisdom with the world, hungry to impact many lives out there by what she's just doing. That's just you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sonal. And I was just getting ready with your bio, and then you were like, you know what? I'm hungry. After Diana has just spoken, I just want to feel this. And you've just shared so much nuggets. And we do appreciate teachers. You know, I think the pandemic has taught me something about teachers that we've been maybe overlooking. They are I would say the engineers who
You're,
work here.
yeah, I would like to,
Yes.
I would like to share something, ma'am. I think during pandemic, everything was on hold. The food stuff, the full life was on hold. Only nature was brimming with beautiful smile. Nature was so happy that human beings that are locked in the cages. And I think only the learning was continued through online, through any hybrid mode or whatever. Only learning was there. Education was continued. It didn't get
Yeah.
a stop.
Yeah.
We survived without meals for 2 days because of shortage of supply of groceries or whatever. But the learning continued, education continued, and
Yes.
education has actually really created an impact and created revolution through mindset change also. The
Yeah.
mindset change that is, we need to be with each other as a
Yeah.
humanity force, as a cultural connection. Thank you, ma'am.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. And by the way, Dr. Sonal Jaji is an award-winning Indian educationalist. She's an author. She's a human development expert with over 25 years of experience in the education sector. She is widely recognized for her work in preschool education and for also founding Metamorphosis, which is a platform dedicated to fostering collaboration, growth, and professional development within the global educational community. And Dr. Sonal is also well known for creating innovative teaching aids using reusable and recyclable materials to promote holistic learning. She serves as the founder of the Metamorphosis and also the vice principal of related educational initiatives. She's also actively she also actively mentors thousands of educators and students, focusing on empowering individuals to own their personal and professional journeys. She is a prolific writer, a poet, and contributing to various online literacy forums and published anthologies. Her first volume of poetry was published back in 2021, and that earned her a place amongst India's top 100 emerging authors. Congratulations, Dr. Sonal. Congratulations for all of the work that you have done, that you keep on doing for India. And thank you for sharing some tips on successful parenting, really, on the educational side of parenting. We appreciate you for that. Thank you so much, Doc. So from India to Dallas, Texas, where we have Ambassador Dr. Smiley Mukta Kosal. She's just more than just an entrepreneur. She's a visionary. She's an environmentalist and a global influencer who has dedicated her life to promoting sustainability and natural well-being. Staying close to nature, she embraces nature's goodness for longevity. As the driving force behind the #1 natural beauty organic skin and hair products in the USA, she has successfully matched her passion for nature with an unyielding commitment to ethical beauty solutions, standing as a role model for aging gracefully using her own green beauty line products. She serves her community with confidence, despite facing challenges, moving fearlessly to own her identity with the resources and opportunities available around her. She has named herself from no one to global luminaire today, with her own goal, gratitude with attitude. She aims to dominate the globe as an inspiration, empowering millions and leaving a lasting legacy for mankind. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Smiley Mukta Gosal.
Oh, thank you, darling. It was too much. I think that was not needed. That is too much. I always believe introduction is not important. Important is how you behave, how you communicate, and how you respect being humble and gratefulness and bring that gratitude all within yourself. That makes you a complete whole human being over and above. Thank you very much. All of you are doing fantabulously good work. And I believe there is nothing impossible in life. As an environmentalist and Ayurvedic expert, in India, all have been into the powerful natural ingredients within the herbs. And I have been grew, among all those. And especially my grandma has an Ayurvedic heritage. And, she always used to make all those kind of paste and everything and all. So whenever I used to come back from my, research and all, I used to dive into the kitchen. And my mom will always say, oh, she's cooking for a change. And then my grandma will say, no, she's not cooking. She is making her skin and hair care products. Why? Because that's a passion in me. Right. I mean, I used to make my own paste and everybody used to come at home and say, hey, again something? I said, yeah. So, you know what? That fire was in me. Not that, I need to mention that I'm a daughter of a diplomat and all. So, but my dad always used to make me something just like him. But my grandma told my dad that don't pause. Let this girl do whatever she wants to do. One day, maybe I won't be there. Maybe one day she will rise and you will see her in magazines and newspaper. People will talk about her. So don't stop her. So my father said, okay, whatever she wants to do, let her do the way she wants, the way she wants to bring some change to the world. And that movement never stopped. I stepped out of my country because I was, in multinational companies working with Casio, and I've been a model as well in the modeling field. I moved out of my country into all South Asian country, and my destination was Shenzhen. That was one of the leading migrant city in China. And I was a lead corporate trainer in all the multinational companies. But whenever I used to come back, I never stopped making my skin and hair care products. I was just been waiting, and I have been observing how everyone is being so much into fixing their skin and hair and being always worried about, oh my God, I have this problem, I have that problem, I need to buy this, I need to apply this. And I used to see how much damage everyone is doing. After moving to Dallas in 2013, I said, enough of my corporate life. I mean, I'm still doing my modeling and the corporates as well. But I thought this is a time to take out my baby. My baby needs to born now. Yes, number one, natural beauty, organic skin and hair care products. I started, it has not been an easy journey from pillar to post. I used to go from community to community, and all the neighbors used to always come and say, hey, Smiley, your skin is always radiant. Your hair is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at us. We need to buy this. We need to buy. I said, please wait. Something is coming. I never stopped myself being a role model. I said, come on, I'm ready to face any challenges because nature has given us everything in abundance, and let me stand as a role model. It's enough of synthetic products, running for quick fix. You have to understand with quick fix, there is a quick damage. Nobody is able to make you understand in order to impress the world. Nowadays, it's a materialistic world. In order to impress the world to look glassy, you're just dabbing yourself, not even taking good care. At the end of the day, you go and see yourself into the mirror. You see yourself. No one is gonna fix. You gonna fix yourself. Why are we doing that damage? Why Smiley cannot be standing as a role model? So all my products are made out of all natural ingredients without any preservatives. And I'm very fortunate to have all the lead frontliners of DFW, my elite clients, because they don't look for frill and fancy. And at the moment, I do not shy out being saying that, oh, number one natural beauty is not a big brand. I never wanted to make a big brand. I wanted to serve community. So long as I stand within my own capacity and able to serve with my own hands, it's nothing better than that. From there, then the COVID came and my business slashed down like anything. I said, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do now? I rose myself with leaving no room for learning, workshops, trainings. Research and drill myself to be as a public speaker, motivational speaker, to inspire, to empower, because that was the passion and the fire in me. And I built myself a best speaker of United States in Dallas. I won the first crown in Dallas as a beauty with purpose. And I don't wear the crown all the time because I always believe that those have the responsibility and the leadership quality, empowering inspiration. When I used to go from platforms to platform, people say, hey, Smiley, your smile has something. It's very contagious. There is an aura. I said, okay, I would love to appreciate and respect everyone putting in front of my name, Smiley. So my name is Mukta Ghoshal. But in order to give the courtesy, respect, humbleness to the entire world who are loving and supporting me and carrying me and able to support me in my simple capacity, loving nature, and my empowering journey, let me put Smiley in front of my name. Today, I'm being known globally as Smiley because she is contagious. Her smile is contagious. She loves to empower with her smile, not about my brand. I never talk about my brand. I always talk that your brand is yourself. How you build, how you communicate, and how you serve the community. Today, I'm across the globe on different magazines, newspapers, podcasts, you name any. I will always remain humble. And that's what I can bring onto the table to all of you. Come and join me in my journey. I would love to carry all of you. Never pause, and I've never learned to pause. I am impossible, undoubtedly. I may not have a big brand. I may not be a multimillionaire, but my mission to empower millions is on the go. Come and join in my journey. Stay connected with me. Thank you.
Wow, Dr. Smiley. Now the meaning behind your name, it says everything. It says everything. You've mentioned that nature has given us all in abundance, that every illness can have natural remedies, because you are just one individual who believes in sustainability. You believe in nature, because we were born in nature. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Smiley, also for sharing more about your brand, because your brand, it not only provides a personalized beauty solutions, but also promotes responsible sourcing. So I believe our audience will definitely reach out to you. They will be in touch with you. And thank you so much for just You know, by you smiling, it's so contagious. When I see you smile, I will smile too. And that's how you impact the world, just by smiling. Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing such a profound, much needed message around empowerment, sustainability. So to our audience online, if you happen to have any questions for Diana, if you happen to have any questions for Sonal, if you happen to have any questions for Dr. Smiley, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. We're going to be able to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. Let me just remove the timer again here, because it's so distractive. Like when I'm looking at the time, I'm like, what? Is it really like that? Yeah, so it's not going to be a show without me, showing up and showing off some nuggets. I'm going to drop some nuggets here. So I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, what I'm going to do, let me try and share my bio here. And then I will come back and speak. I hope it's going to be able to play. Is it, can you see my screen over that side?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to come back and speak then. Please do enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights. Because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainability. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial Nkunene.
Oh, wow, that was mouthful. Thank you so much, amazing. Because like following after you, like Diana, she just dropped some nuggets on domestic violence, which is a topic that people try to avoid. Even if you're going through that situation, you feel like, how will the world look at me? How are they going to view me? Are they going to call me by my condition, my situation? How are they going to address me? So they decide not to talk about it. And then Dr. Sanal, on the other side, she shared on tips on successful parenting. She came through the side of an educator, raising that child, sharing the wisdom with the child, grooming that child. And then Dr. Smiley on the other side, she was everything on empowerment, on sustainability. She shared about on how nature really can influence you as an individual. So I'm gonna, as we're in the Women's International, is it International Women's Day month, I'm gonna share a message on how women actually can shape leadership worldwide. Because it's high time, it's now or never, we become the voice. We get recognized for who we are, what we have, not by the conditions that we are going through, not by the situations that we're going through as women, but let us be acknowledged by who we are, what we have worked hard for. Can you just see that we are there? We do exist. So before I begin, I just want to take you on a very, very short journey. 18 years ago, I left the country where I was born and raised, and I stepped into a completely new world. And like many immigrant women, I carried more than just one luggage when I arrived here in Canada. I carried dreams. I carried responsibilities. I carried that quiet determination to make a difference. So I stepped off the plane in Canada with two luggages. One, it carried my clothes, of course, but the other luggage, it carried something that was much, much heavier, very heavy actually. And that was my dreams. Yes, my dreams, the dreams that have traveled more than 13,000 kilometers from a small African kingdom called Eswatini. And it used to be Swaziland before. I know many, they are not aware of what is Eswatini. So Eswatini, it used to be Swaziland. It's a landlocked country inside South Africa. And I remember standing at the airport surrounded by a new culture and a new system. And like many women who cross borders, I had a quiet question in my heart. Do I truly belong here? Can someone like me really lead here? Because, when you move across continents, you quickly realize something. You realize that no one knows your story. No one knows your sacrifices, and no one sees the leadership that you carry inside. Kings and queens, you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always said, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life today. So get started today by changing the world around you, by impacting many lives who are just connected to you. So in that moment, while I was standing in that airport, I had a choice. I could either spend my life trying to fit into spaces that were never designed with a woman like me in mind, or I could rise, grow my voice, and help reshape what leadership looks like in those spaces. So guess what I did? I chose the second path, and that decision, it changed everything about me. And today, nearly 2 decades later, that young woman who arrived here in Canada with 2 luggages now stands before you as an international leadership strategist, as a global voice committed to helping others to rise to greater heights. But here's what I want you to understand about this story today. My story is not the most important story in this room, in this platform. Your story is, because somewhere in this virtual room, I'll call it that way, somewhere in this room sits a future CEO, a future policymaker, a woman whose leadership will change thousands of lives. And maybe she doesn't fully realize it yet. But I want you to understand that you've got something special within you as a woman. Today, it's all about us as women. So if you're that entrepreneur who dream of reshaping the world through your business and envision like several extra commas in your bank account, yet you find yourself like blocked in your journey to success, trust me, I am the answer. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm not for the timid, but I'm the rocket fuel that your business needs to blast past barriers and rise to greater heights. So as your business strategist and optimizer, what I do is that I empower motivated individuals to discover their full potential and also shift them into growth overdrive. So from owning 2 diverse companies to having experience as a CEO and guiding Fortune 500 companies to helping multi-million-dollar enterprises, I believe that I have a distinctive talent for empowering high-achieving coaches, elite startups, and business leaders to become dominant forces in their industries, because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So we're all forced to rise to greater heights. Be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, Queen. Be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, because you are the only driver here. So be the one who is in charge of your own driver's seat by transforming challenges into authority. When I was just going over your bio, Diana, was like, wow, it really connects. My message for today, it really connects on what you really do. But let's face it today, kings and queens. I always refer to kings and queens because I cover both genders. But today, let's just face it as queens. Do you know that every woman who leads will at some point in life face challenges? Yes or no? Yes, you will. You will definitely face some challenges. But here's what I've learned from my global leadership journeys. I've learned that, your challenges, they often become your authority. The very obstacles that you overcome today will become the wisdom that others seek. Please hear me loud here. Leadership is not about the absence of adversity, but leadership is your ability for you to rise through adversity with purpose. And let me say it again, one more time. Leadership is not the absence of adversity, but leadership is their ability to rise through adversity with purpose. So please choose to transform your challenges into authority. But one thing that you'll have to understand is that you can't give from an empty cup. It's high time us as queens, we fill up our cup first. And then from the overflow, we're going to be able to share with the world around us. So it's high time to fill up your cup first to be able to navigate through leadership challenges. Fill up your cup first. So now let me offer you the 3 strategies that I've actually used to navigate leadership barriers that I came across. First, you'll have to develop resilience. Yes, you'll have to develop resilience, because leadership is not a sprint, but leadership is a marathon of purpose. So develop resilience as an individual. And then you'll have to protect your vision. Yes, try by all means to protect your vision. I've had so many stories when someone's vision have been stolen. Like you are talking about something today and you see someone else who was just in that meeting doing exactly what you've shared about, because not everyone will understand the path that you are taking. So please, queens, try by all means to protect your vision. And thirdly, you'll have to lead with courage. Yes, lead with courage, because courage is not the absence of fear, but courage is acting despite fear. Every major breakthrough in leadership, it began with someone who refused to shrink. So please, queens, let us all lead with courage. I remember I remember myself sitting in rooms where I was sometimes the only African woman, and sometimes, the only voice representing a different global perspective. And in those moments, I realized something that was so powerful. I realized that leadership is not about where you come from. Yes, I come from a small country, Eswatini, but now Canada is my first home. So what's next? Leadership is about what you choose to stand for when you enter any room that you enter. That's leadership to me. So I just want to remind every woman who is watching and listening under my voice today, I just want to remind you just one truth. Your background is not your limitation. Your story of leadership is your power. And when women from different cultures, different industries, and experiences, they step forward to lead, we do more than just advancing our careers, queens. We transform the future of leadership itself. So please, please bear in mind that your background, it doesn't have to deal with you, what you are doing today. Yes, you've been there, you've done that. So now what? Why can't you be a pioneer for your own future? So before I leave this virtual stage, because I know my time is limited here, I just want to speak directly to the woman in this room who feels like something is stirring inside of her. The woman who knows that, you know what, I carry ideas, I carry influence, and I carry that leadership that the world has not yet fully seen. We need to understand that the future of leadership will not be shaped by the ones who wait. You can't just wait for it to happen. The future of leadership, it will be shaped by those who rise, women who refuse to shrink their voices, women who build bridges across cultures. Because here is the truth, leadership is not something you wait for. That's something I've realized. I can't be here and dream of being a CEO somewhere, somehow. No, you'll have to put action. I'm sorry, Queen, but you'll have to put action. Leadership is something that you prepare for. And the difference between women who dream of leadership and women who shape leadership globally is just one thing: intentional development. Once you're intentional about everything that you do, trust me, you're on your way to success. And that's exactly why I created the Leadership Masterclass that is actually designed specifically for women who are ready to move from potential to global influence. Because I've worked with entrepreneurs, I've worked with executives and leaders across industries, but I just noticed one thing. Many brilliant women are working so hard. They are really working so hard, but they've never been told how to strategically position themselves, their leadership globally. So it's high time, Queens, that you start focusing on your leadership influence today. Start focusing on expanding your voice beyond borders. Don't be just comfortable that I am an American. This is why I draw my line. I'm gonna focus on my national India, for example. No, it's high time you expand your voice beyond, because the world does not just need talented women today. The world needs a visible, the world needs prepared, influential women leaders. So in this leadership experience, we're gonna go beyond motivation. I know it sounds like motivation today. So we're gonna focus on strategy. We're gonna focus on positioning and leadership execution. So together, we will explore how to position yourself as a credible leader international, and also how to build strategic influence and leadership authority, and also how to navigate leadership spaces with confidence and diplomacy, and also how to expand your voice, your networks, and opportunities globally, because leadership should not happen by accident. It should also happen by design. So as flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you, because if you don't, trust me, when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down because you forgot to put on your oxygen mask first to yourself. Because the reality is, your journey to become a better person, it doesn't start with the person sitting next to you. It doesn't start with your clients. Your journey to become a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. So don't ever, ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find your way, that you can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. You know, I am a firm believer of affirmations. Let's affirm this together today. We're going to affirm this together as if we're taking an oath. We're going to affirm this together by placing our left hand on our chest, and we're going to raise our right hand. Let's affirm this together, Queens, that I can have the drive within me. If you can say it after me, I can have the drive within me
I can have the drive within.
to become what I really want in life.
To become what I really want in life.
Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me
I can have the drive within me
to become what I really want in life.
to become what I really want in life.
Yes, you can have that. Just give yourself a round of applause, because yes, you can have the drive within you to get where you want to be in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months. You can have the drive within you. That drive is just inside of you, not from the outside of you. You can do anything with that drive. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but Nompumelelo really, in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe let me say in the next 3 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify your limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. I so wish that you could just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough, all these amazing speakers shed more nuggets on how I can actually rise to greater heights. I so wish that you could just tell yourself that, you know what, it's high time, it's now or never, that you go out there and be the change and make a difference and be an impact in your community. But in order for you to go out there and be the change and make a difference, you've got to be hungry. Yes, you've got to be hungry, like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. Yes, it's lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they see a lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us as women to be able to shape the world around us. Because no one ever told the lion that you are the king of the jungle. It was a mindset thing. Once you believe, you become. Because I believe that, you know, as women, we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down or maybe stepping over another person to get to the top. I believe that the world has enough for everyone, really. You can be a coach here. She can be a coach, but we can always do referrals. You'd be so surprised on how collaborations work out there, because as women, we are the ones who are fixing each other's crowns instead of just making a fun. And look how her crown is tilted. We are fixing each other's crown because we are the future. We are the ones who will be able to reshape the world around us. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the eighth grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I'm gonna cut the story short here. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me. And it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature, it acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down. Write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that with God, we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it stirred something within me. And that was when I decided to follow my goals, which gave me a purpose to see my goals through and understand that I have everything around me to reach my full potential. So this year, I'm also determined to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to get started with their business, or maybe grow it or scale your business. Or maybe you're that individual who started writing your book and then you were like, you know what, I don't have time for this. You decided to put it aside. I am here to encourage you that yes, you can still write and publish that #1 bestseller book. And that book is going to continue selling because you've decided to put your mind in it. So I offer a free, no obligation, 30-minute friendly Zoom consultation call, which will kind of allow me to find out more about the issues that you're experiencing, and also to see if you're a perfect fit for any of my programs, because I don't work with everyone, but I work with individuals who's going to benefit from me. So if you're that entrepreneur, maybe you just want to multiply your income by doing what you truly love and making a real impact out there, please go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me, because my ultimate goal is that you feel extremely confident about your purpose. So we'll take it one step at a time, and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me your why, I'll show you the how. So if today sparked something in you as a queen out there watching under my voice, don't let that moment fade away before you leave this virtual room. Just step in your own influence. Join our leadership masterclass that I've shared before, where we'll be able to turn your vision into strategy and your potential into global influence. Because when women rise in leadership, I believe that families rise, communities rise, and nations, they do rise, and the world becomes more stronger because you chose to lead as a queen, as a woman. And I believe that the next generation of global women leaders is just sitting and listening under my voice today. So I look forward to walking the leadership journey with you. You can check our website at www.risetogreaterheights.com, or you can email us. My team, really, they are so fast in responding to emails. You can email at admin@risetogreaterheights.com, and let's rise to greater heights together. So let me just leave you with this final thought. The world is not waiting for more perfect leaders, queens. The world is not waiting for perfect leaders, but the world is waiting for courageous women, women who are willing to rise, women who will bring wisdom into boardrooms, women who will build businesses that transform communities out there, women who will shape policies, mentor the next generation, and they lead with integrity across all nations. And that woman, if it's you, feel free to reach out to any of the speakers today. Feel free to check our website today, because your leadership is not an accident, but your voice is what is needed into this world. And your voice is not a coincidence. Your vision is not too big. It was just placed inside of you because the world needs it. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. Trust me, today, I believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights, Queens. Let's all rise to greater heights. So at this moment, please feel free to share with the audience how they can reach out to you, how they can work with you, and share your final thoughts on the subject for today, rise to greater heights. And then also share with the audience, if you have any freebie that you want to offer, please feel free to share within that 1 minute. So Diana, the stage is yours, Queen.
Great, thank you. If you'd like to stay connected with me or hear more conversations about resilience, identity, leadership after trauma, you can find my podcast, Breaking Rank, on all major platforms, Apple, Spotify, and on YouTube. And also visit my website at breakingrankpod.com. You can reach me directly through the contact page on my site or by email at the address listed there, Diana at breakingrankpod.com. So thank you so much for listening and for being part of this conversation. And I hope it leaves survivors feeling seen and never, ever alone. And as far as freebies, I don't really have any freebies, but I'm happy to take a consultation. You can go on my website and see what's offered, and I'd be happy to speak with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Diana. I believe that our audience really will definitely reach out to you. And for the fact that you have a platform that actually transform just individuals like me to become leaders, really, I believe that our audience, they will definitely reach out to you. So thank you so much for sharing your thought-provoking insights. Really, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me. And I would love to have you on my podcast, actually. So we're so aligned.
I'm heading there.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. You can go ahead, Dr. Sonal, and please share with the audience.
So before I just share about myself and my work, I would like to share some few lines over here. Women are agents of sustainability in systems otherwise prone to breakdown. Leaders who prioritize continuity, resilience, and long-term impact over noise and spectacle. So in these, all these things highlight the unrecognized leadership of women within households, portraying them as invisible commanders who manage complex, high-stakes systems daily. Using a relatable anecdote about rising costs during global conflict, there is a parallel between macro crisis and household economics where the real battle is often fought through careful planning and resilience at home. There are women who perform multi-dimensional leadership, logistical, emotional, and strategic often before the day even begins. Balance domestic responsibilities with professional roles, sustaining both micro and macro systems. Demonstrate pragmatic decision making, asking critical questions about costs, consequences, and sustainability. So, being the founder of Metamorphosis, it's a literary platform. I would like members to connect with me to hone their writing skills, change their mindset, create a better parenting skills, and anything about teacher education, creating better strategies for teaching in the class, having excellent integrity with the leadership qualities. You can connect with me on my platform Metamorphosis from India, where I will love to connect with each one of you to bring a change across the globe through writing also, through poetry also, where thousands of people have been mentored and have actually transformed and have experienced the change by traversing the journey from a cocoon to becoming a butterfly. So this is all what I want to say. Thank you so much for making me a part of this wonderful, wonderful broadcast. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Sonal. From your journey as from the cocoon to the butterfly, for you to be able to take the baby steps in the right direction, she's the one. Thank you so much. I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you. Thank you. You can go ahead, Dr. Smiley, and please share with the audience.
Oh, thank you very much, lovely ladies and all. I can only tell one thing: be a woman for a woman. That's my motto, which I keep on spreading each and everywhere, no matter what, 1,000 times I need to repeat. Number two, I'm pretty much active on my Facebook page. All of you can get connect on my Facebook page, which is pretty much simple and all, which, she can also put my link of my Facebook page as well. For leadership, for empowerment, I bring global visibility, and I am a collaborator. I'm able to connect the dots. If you are organizing any conferences, events, seminars, anything on sustainability, empowerment, as a motivational speaker, as an educationist, any topic as a natural orator, I'm a TEDx coach, speaker as well, mentoring on natural wellness, anything over and above natural expert. So feel free to like my Facebook page and be a part of my journey, which I carry with myself. That's my best freebie, which I give it to each and everyone. And also, none and other than that, if you are organizing, if you are hosting, would love to host anything in Dallas, feel free to reach out to me. I'm connected widespread in the community and all as advisory board members for various across the globe as well, for magazines, newspapers, anything, any lead if I can bring. Dr. Smiley is the connecting point for confidence, motivation, inspiration, empowering. I will lead your platform by any choice, by any means. I'm always a call away. Thank you very much. Lovely. Love you all.
Wow, Dr. Smiley, the one who connects the dots. Yes, if you are looking for that connector, trust me, Dr. Smiley is your go-to, because yes, she collaborates with women. Like, I was just going over your bio, I'm like, I cannot be in your shoes for one day, but she's doing it. She's doing it. So, Queens, please go out there and reach out to Dr. Smiley. Go on Facebook, like her page, and stay connected. Stay connected with all these amazing speakers. Thank you so much, Dr. Smiley. To our amazing speakers, really, your presence here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, we don't take it for granted. I know you're all busy beings. You have a lot. You're wearing different hats for that reason. But for you to be able to spare the 90 minutes, it's beyond that now. Here with us here at Rise to Greater Heights, we don't take it for granted. We appreciate you. We thank you so much for your thoughtful insight that you've shared on this platform. We thank you so much for spending this time sharing your wisdom, your nuggets with our audience. I believe that our audience have been really inspired by all of your messages. So thank you so much, amazing speakers. We appreciate you. We applaud you for what you are doing out there in the world, and keep on shining the light, because we all rise together and we rise by lifting each other up. So we appreciate you, our amazing speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to our audience online, thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can always turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing speakers, from all these amazing messages that have been shared here, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Sia Bonga.
Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sing. All they wanna say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me I pray. Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sing. All they wanna say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as I'm
I believe